Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Heidi. Thanks everybody for all the love you've been giving to my channel. I really enjoy it. I'm having so much fun and I'm glad you're enjoying it too. Thanks everybody for commenting, subscribing, etc. You know, I just really am grateful for y'all. And yeah, I'm just so happy that people are enjoying things. So let's on to the video. So today I'm going to show you what I colored in the month of June 2020. These are the books. Just put them off to the side. So the first week of June I spent working on a diamond painting, so I didn't really get into coloring until the second week. So this is about 3 weeks, and my diamond painting is kind of languishing, but that's how it goes, I guess. I got back to it the past few days, and then I anticipate getting back into coloring again. So let's see, the first one that I did, the first ones was in Daydreams by Hannah Carlson, and this book was her first book, I believe, but I hadn't done anything in here. So I thought it is about time. So the first things I did, I don't know if you can see very well, it's very kind of muted. I did this little mushroom, and this was with polychromos, and that was really fun. The polychromos pencils are really great on this paper. You can just get such subtle effects with shading, and I did this little beetle also with polychromos, kind of in sort of muted colors of purple and pink, although it looks a little bit faded out through the camera. I'm not sure if this is, I think it's a little bit more vibrant in real life, but yeah, I did those two as a little warm-up. And then I did this page, the hair, and I did this with polychromos, the hair itself with polychromos. I don't know, it's kind of, you can't really see. Let me bring it up a little so you can see some of the shading. I tend to be so light-handed with the pencil that sometimes it's hard to see exactly what's going on. Let's see, what did I do? So polychromos for everything in the hair, and then I used Neocolor 2 for the background. I tried to get a gradient from a very washed out pale blue down to a deeper blue at the bottom, and I used water to activate the Neocolor tubes, so it was pretty buckled. The water was buckled. The paper was buckled from the water, and I tried this trick that I learned a while ago on someone's watercolor channel on YouTube, and it was how to flatten out a watercolor painting. And the trick is to take a little sponge, I cut a little piece of a sponge from just a regular kitchen sponge, and you just want to get it slightly damp, and then you go over with the little sponge all of the other side, and then you flatten it. Basically, I think professional watercolor painters use heavy boards and weights and things like that, but they were saying you can just stack a bunch of heavy books on top of it, and so that's what I did. I put a couple pieces of copy paper in between, both sides, And then I just put this on the bottom, stacked a whole bunch of heavy books on top, and left it overnight. And then the next day, this was totally flat. So I was so excited about that. And I thought I would share that little tip because I know that it's one of the annoyances of using watercolors in your books is having the buckled paper. So anyway, yeah, that was good. And then what else did I do? I used a little bit of gel pen on the bee, on the wings, some gold glittery gel pen, and then I used, and then I went over the background with Crayolas, with some blues, different various shades of light blue. And I've been finding that Crayolas work really well for me on top of Neocolor 2s, just to kind of even out some of the patchy areas, because I always get, it just doesn't look as smooth and neat and nice as I want it to be. So I usually go over with pencil, and crayons have been working just perfectly for me because they're not quite as pigmented, so they sort of just blend in seamlessly with the background. So there's this picture. And then after that, I went to 40 Coloring Pages from Sunlight Drawing, which is a new book that I got this past month. And I did this one, the Turtle Stencil, and did this one with Crayola Super Tips. And the Super Tips worked really well with this paper, as long as you keep a light hand and don't go over it too much. It's Amazon paper, pretty thin, and it soaks it up right away, so I think that it would probably fall apart if you overwork it, but if you keep it light, it works pretty well. So yeah, I thought that was fun and really pretty. It was just super quick little in-between projects. And then, let's see, I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to come back to that several times. The next page I did was in The Beauty of Horror by Ellen Robert. And I should have marked it. Lucky, turned right to it. Okay, so I did this page with Prismacolors, and only Prismacolors. So this was super fun to do. Like trying to get all the rotting flesh colors was really fun. So I used a variety of different colors. I used like purples and greens and kind of peachy flesh colors and browns and blacks, with some blue for the sky coming through. And I used just about all the browns in the set of Prismacolors. And I used the Prismacolors on purpose because they have so many different great browns and like flesh tones, and so it was perfect for this one. So I had just a ton of fun with this one. And then what was next? I have my little list by my side. I'm going to go through in order of what I colored. So this one is Entangled Dragonflies. This is also a new book this past month. And this is by Angela Porter. And I did this page. And this was also really fun to do. I did this with alcohol markers. It was a combination of different brands and different sizes. So I used Lemoshes, Blick, Studio markers, Sharpies, and Bic markings. And then for the background, I used Crayolas, I think mostly, and Black Widows for shading to go over the leaves and some of the flowers, and the dragonfly's wings. And then I have gel pen. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, I just dotted a little bit with some sparkly gel pen in the dragonfly's wings. It's kind of subtle, but let's see what else. Is there anything else on here? I don't think so. I think that's it. Oh, and then yeah, the border. I did some gold metallic gel pen. And I first used Jelly Roll gold, and for some reason it was like really spotty and mottled looking. I think I always have trouble with the Jelly Rolls. Like, maybe I'm not using them right. Maybe I need to shake them up more, because it feels like to me the carrier gets separated from the metallic glittery part, so I don't know. Sometimes I feel really frustrated with the Jelly Rolls, but if anyone knows anything about that, let me know. But I just use a regular gold metallic gel pen around the edges there, and I think that was it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, like how it turned out. And then, what was next? This one. So this is Celtic Mandalas by Carrie Buziak. Or is it Carl? Carrie. And I hadn't colored in this one yet, so I did the first page, which is the birds. And I did this one with Arteza and Stettler fine liners. And then a little bit of Marco Raffine, just on those border areas, just to give it a little bit of separation. And then I left the background white because I felt like it was just so busy already that it didn't need anything else. But this took a little bit. It was fun to do. I wasn't, I didn't really know, I didn't have a color scheme in mind. I just started with the birds, and I did them in brown, and they were looking a little bit too boring just by themselves with the brown, so I added the blue, the like periwinkle blue in here, and then I thought that looked good, so I added some more blues, threw in some yellow, and I do like how it turned out. It's a little bit unusual, but yeah, I was pretty happy with that. So that was in Celtic Mandalas by Carrie Buziak. And then back to Sunlight Drawing Sampler. And I did this one next. And this took a while because of all the little dots, but it was fun. And I tend to get kind of obsessive about this kind of thing, like kind of like diamond painting, where it's just like I gotta keep going, one more dot, one more dot, one more dot. And the one color, doing it with the one color got a little bit tedious, maybe. And as soon as I started coloring it, I started to get other ideas about what you could do with different colors. Like you could like alternate dots with similar colors and then gradually work up to like a gradient or something. So I thought, that might be fun to try. So I might have to get the book that this is from, the One Color Dots, so I can play with that idea. That was the next one. And then after that, I did in Mandala Magic Volume 1 by Danny Banani, Unusual Suspects. I got this book this month, and I did the first, well, this is just the tester, but I tried out watercolors in here. Bring it up a little bit so you can see. These are just plain old watercolors, nothing fancy. Tested them out there, and then I did the breakfast Bonanza page, and I used watercolor as a base, and then I went over it with Arteza colored pencils, and then there's a bunch of fine liner in some of the tiny areas, and then yeah, my favorite part was, oh, I don't know if you can see, but on the utensils, like all the silver, all the metal, basically, like on the spoons right there, I used some gray, like dark gray metallic watercolor, and that worked really well. That was fun. But these are so much fun to do. They're so cute and tiny. The French toast, I love that little French toast, and the croissant chocolate muffin sausage. I mean, there's so many little details in here. It's just awesome. So yeah, that was fun to do. And then what did I do after that? Then I did in the Fairies Special. This is the episode issue 62 by Jana Prosperina. I did this page, which is called Peonies and Butterflies, and I've just been really feeling the summer vibes lately, so I wanted to pick another summery one. And let's see, what did I do with this one? I used alcohol markers for a base. I think I used Blick Studio brush markers for this one. So I put a base of alcohol markers, and then I went over with what pencils did I use? I think I used Spearfarbens. Yeah, definitely. What else did I? And then I used some Wink of Stella on the wing, on the little gold parts of the wings there. It's just kind of subtle. And and Neocolor 2s on the background. And then I did that thing with the sponge where I wet the back of it and then flattened it out under some heavy books overnight, and it made it almost perfectly flat. There's a little bit of, like a tiny bit of buckling still at the top, but it's much better than it was. I mean, it was like, because this paper it's good, but it's not super thick, so the paper was really, really buckling and just terrible. So I did that trick, and that worked really, really well. Yeah. Oh, and then I went over just like around the edges, close to the line art. I went over with some Crayolas just to darken it up and even it out a bit, to give it kind of a halo effect a little bit. So yeah, I was pretty happy with how this one came out. I think she turned out pretty. Although I never know what to do with the nose. Like, the nose is the hardest thing for me. I just tend to keep it super light and not do too much with the face. But yeah. So there was that one. And then the next one I did was in here again. And I did this page. One of these line drawings. This is from Lines and Dots Animals. And so I wanted to do something a little bit more interesting. Instead of just one color, So I just grabbed 4 different colors of pink gel pens, like 1 glittery one and then 3 hot pink colors, and just did it in sequence. And I liked that. It was fun to do, and I think you can definitely still see the image, and it's a nice little change of pace from one color. So that was fun. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this book. Then after the cheetah, what did I, oh, yeah, and then this one again. I went straight into this page. And this page is from Mystery Quest Color by Number. And let's see, I used Stettler 320s. I think that's what they are. 320s or 360. Don't remember, but they're the dual tip felt tip pen where they got one end that's larger and one end that's fine point. But I didn't pick colors that were quite right. Like the red and the red orange were too close together. They were too similar. So this color right here and then this color, and they are almost indistinguishable. So I wish that I had paid more attention to that. And then also in the unicorn itself, you can't really see it because I fixed it, but the peach and the pink were hideous. I mean, just nauseating. Like, it looked like the unicorn had been boiled alive. It was like cooked salmon color, like just nasty. So I took a white jelly roll and went over the pink, and I think that saved it. But I mean, you can't really tell a lot of times with these like mystery ones because you don't know, you know, if the colors are going to be next to each other and what they're going to look like next to each other. Yeah, so I ended up being okay with it. I mean, I like it now after I saved it, but it was pretty hideous for a while. So I did that one. And then the next one I did in World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. And I hadn't colored in this book at all either, so I thought it was about time. And it being June and everything, and summery, I thought I would do another summery one. So I did this page. And I did this with Arteza. Is that right? Yeah, Arteza color pencils. Bring it up a little bit so you can see. I mean, the way they shaded was really nice, I thought. Although I don't know if you can really see very well. But I got some really nice subtle effects with it that I liked a lot. And I don't mind it when the paper comes through and you have that like kind of sketchy look. I tend to not like to burnish my pencils too much. I just kind of keep it light. But I like the way that worked. And let's see, I used Neocolor 2s for the background. Four different shades going from lighter to darker, and I was kind of envisioning like a summer afternoon, like when the light gets kind of orangey late in the afternoon. And I think it came across. Let's see. Oh, and then I went over it kind of with like the other book with Crayolas, just to even out the Neocolor 2s because it looked a little bit patchy and spotty. And then what else did I do here? Oh, I did some metallic jelly roll, that pink border, and I think that was all. for that one. So I'm pretty pleased with how that one came out too. And then I did a page in Balance by Angie Grace. I've just been going in order in this book. So I did the next one, which happened to look a lot like a flower. So I decided to do another summary page, and I used Arteza Twine markers and just tried to make it look like a flower, and went with these really bright oranges and purples, some yellow, and took my time with this one. I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing special. There's no gel pen or anything on there, but I do like how it worked out. So there's that. And then lastly, I just did something just super quick in this little book, Art of Mandala. It's a magazine, but I just did this bowl with Stabilos and Stettler fine liners. And it was just, one super quick, nothing fancy. Just like took me a day to do, or, a few hours to do that. And that's that. So that was June 2020. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and take care. Enjoy your coloring. Have fun with whatever else you're doing. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.